really looking forward to this conversation because I feel like I've known you forever. Like through you being an admin for the hashtag No Small Creators group I've talked about a lot, and from Christian Video Creators Facebook group. So you are one of my creative people. You have a lovely artistic YouTube channel, and I'm just looking forward to getting to know you better.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for asking me to be a part of this on your channel. I thought you would never ask.
Well, I mean, I haven't been doing this for that long, but if anyone else feels that way, be sure to let me know. So, first off, where are you from and where do you currently reside?
I am from Mississippi, and that's where I still live. I have lived in Mississippi all my life. I've been born and raised here.
I've traveled around a lot, and Mississippi is a place I've never been to, unfortunately. So, can you tell a little bit more about yourself?
Well, I am a married mother, and I have two children, one who just got married a couple months ago, and one who still lives at home. I'm an artist and author, a former wedding photographer, and I used to work in a dental office years ago.
I was so excited to see the video where you recorded yourself crafting with some of the supplies that I sent you. That was neat. I'm going to link that up here and then down below. So, how many journals have you filled up?
How many journals have I filled up? Boy, that is a funny question for me, but I'm so glad you asked. Let me tell you about me and journals. I love journals. I have written journals, I have mixed media journals, I have watercolor journals, and I want to share something with you. I have only completed one start to finish in my whole lifetime. The rest of them I've started and never finished, or just kind of go back and flop around. It's hard. It's hard for me to complete a journal.
I think a lot of creative people feel that way. For me, like junk journals are so different from other kinds of journals where I date them and I write in them and I eventually finish them. But with junk journals that you can just pick a page that feels good, that you feel connected to, and just start going, it's different. So here's another question. What do you find difficult about having a YouTube channel slash social media online presence? How many things are you active in, like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram?
Having a YouTube channel, yes, that really can be difficult. And even, having just a social media presence, that is really difficult. I don't know that I've really never tried to fixate on the fact that social media is difficult or that having a YouTube channel is difficult for me. Now, I know there are so many people out there who do programs and try to teach you ways how not to have a hard time on YouTube or social media. I, I grew up around people who ran business. I used to work in a dental office with a guy that had a really well practiced. My husband runs a very successful business. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and I think some things just come natural for some people, like say as a social media presence or a YouTube channel, where things just blow up quickly and they get a lot quicker response and what have you. So I try not to let myself see it as that I have a hard time with any of them. I just try to be true to myself and true to my family self, and not overexert myself when it comes to a social media presence or on my YouTube channel. As far as how many social media accounts or presence or whatever you want to say that I have, I would say I've tried them all, but that's not really true. I really like Instagram. I do have a Twitter. I have Facebook, but each one of them, I like them for different reasons, and I communicate with different people on those different platforms. And of course, I have a YouTube channel. I tried TikTok. That just, I liked it for a little while, but it just kind of wasn't my thing, and it took up a lot of my time and a lot of my creativity. And I just, after the first of the year, right before the pandemic, I had some family issues come up, and I just really didn't have time to carry on with TikTok anymore. But yeah, so Instagram I'd probably say is probably my favorite outside of YouTube.
Yeah, I just don't get Twitter. I've tried a few times and I was going to get more interested in it, but that ship didn't sail. And I have a few TikToks up and I post on Instagram very irregularly. I'm much more Facebook and YouTube are where I'm like the most active. Facebook groups. So anyway, what are some of your favorite YouTubers?
Some of my favorite YouTube channels, I usually try to find something that is something that I enjoy when I want to take that down moment. Kind of like some people want to read a book or some people want to watch a movie or something. And one of my favorite families that I currently like to watch is called Brittany and Baby. And it's Brittany, and she has 3 children, and she's married to a guy named Frank, and they have one baby together, and they have another one on the way. I just kind of started watching their family a couple of years ago, and I just enjoy keeping up with them and the excitement of that. And they have usually a lot of great tips, and Brittany's real good about organizing stuff and shopping at the grocery store and that kind of thing. So, but I do have a few other channels that I do like to watch. Trey Van Camp is one of them. I really enjoy his channel. And Katie Steckley, I can't remember. Her channel used to be called Catherine the 19th. Her Steckley, I think if that's how you say it, that's her married name now. And so I don't know that I've ever really been able to pronounce it. I'm really bad about pronouncing names. Someone else that I like to watch is Gina Walters. Gina lives in Australia, and she's just kind of a fun, neat person, very fun and encouraging for me to watch.
So many wonderful YouTubers, so little time. So, what would be like your perfect day?
A perfect day for me is typically, well, my family comes first. I have been a stay-at-home, work-at-home mom for 17 years now. So every day that my feet hit the floor, my family comes first, and that's from making sure anything that any of us need done, it gets done for that day. Taking kids to appointments, to if someone needs some laundry done, making sure the house is tidy, just so we can have more of a comfortable, present, kind of well-organized home, because that's just the personality of me and my husband, and we function better at that rate. As well as preparing meals for the family for dinner. And my daughter laughs and says that a lot of her friends' families don't ever prepare meals at night. But that is just something that my mom taught me. And, I enjoy cooking. It's not my first love, but I do enjoy it enough to know that it's one of the less stressors at the end of the day that my husband would have to worry about. And so for me to be able to provide that meal for him and have the children around the table, that's somewhat of a perfect day. But to put a little mix and a spin on that perfect day would be on days that I would get to do something for me and myself as an artist and feel productive like that. And I've written books in the past, and so days like that, doing the things that I'm passionate about and sharing my gifts with the world to, make a difference in the world. That's a perfect day for me.
I am seriously so passionate about that everyone needs to have that time to be creative, to feel like they're doing something meaningful. So, what is something that your subscribers may not know about you?
Something my subscribers don't know about me. That's funny that you asked that, because you sit around and you think about, okay, well, what are things that I do share with my subscribers? But we all, as YouTubers or social media people or anything, we do have the tendency not to share everything about us and about our personal life, because you do kind of just have to have the privacy and what have you. But I will tell you something that my subscribers don't know, and it's something that I just found out yesterday, and I'm on this roller coaster ride of, okay, am I fixing to tell them this? But I'll tell it with you. What my subscribers don't know is yesterday I was diagnosed with melanoma, a skin cancer, and next week I will go see a surgeon to see how advanced it is and what the procedure and what have you is going to be. This was something that knocked me off my feet. It was a very, very emotional day yesterday. I'm actually this year a 20-year cancer survivor. I had liver cancer 20 years ago. I always knew this day would reoccur for me at some point in time in my life. And when I got that call yesterday, it knocked me off my feet, and I cried, probably the hardest I've ever cried my whole entire life. So that's the one thing that my subscribers don't know about me.
Oh my goodness. I'm just sitting here eating my lunch, recording these little bits, getting ready to go to work in a few minutes, and I'm just, wow, I'm so sorry. It's so scary. Sending you hugs. It's just like so many things there's just not words for. Sometimes going through really, really hard things, the creating is something that helps kind of pull us out of that, or examine it, or come at it from a different angle. So, like, is there anything that you've created that you'd like to share?
I got this journal, and I created in it from start to finish just so I could enter to be in that art journal magazine. They did not pick me up. They sent me a nice little note that said, sorry, but we did not accept. Here's your journal back. So I do have that one. It's in my art studio upstairs. So I did complete that one. But so this would be the one that I was telling you I completed. This is it. This is the art journal that I completed. And I think one reason I was so gung-ho to say I finished one journal is because this was a project that I did at the beginning of the year, and it's my most current project that's on my YouTube channel. There's actually a playlist, the art journaling series. So anyway, that's my journal. It's mixed media. I'll kind of try to show you a couple things. They like lacework and denim and book pages. That's just a few things. And tags. I love tags off of clothes. Stamps. I've always collected stamps. And let me tell you one funny about completing this journal. Whenever I was taking my thumbnail pictures for the last page that I've made, that I was doing the thumbnail for, the darn cotton picking page fell out. I think it was the material that it is. It just flipped right out of the book. So that's awful. You can see where I had it glued, and it just came right out. That's awful, isn't it? So that is my current project that I've been working on. Do you own a pet? Have you, or will you?
I do not currently own a pet. We used to have a cat at our last place, Blixton. He was such a good boy.
Do you sense seasons of spiritual growth?
Seasons of spiritual growth. Not really. I can sense when things are just a lot harder and there's a lot more to struggle through, and that's where I'm at right now.
Will you have more children?
At this juncture, with 2 4-year-olds who really... It is not on the plate. I am not interested right now.
Are you familiar with the Macari app?
No, I'm not. What is it?
It's a reseller app. I was just curious. It's something that me and my daughter have been using this summer to make a little extra money.
Huh. I just wish that I had someone to like walk me through this kind of thing, like really, really patiently, because all of this stuff is just like to me.
Do you like your new living space now? Like, I know y'all just recently moved. I was wondering if you liked it or if you liked the previous place better.
I love this place. It is perfect for us. The other place was great too, but it was a little too big. I know that sounds like a weird first world problem, but it was literally too big for us. It took like all day, like 2 days to clean. I never had 2 full days to clean, so it was literally always a mess. This place is just perfect for us, and if you've seen any of my other walking videos, I love being so close to the beach and the water, and this is a perfect place for us.
What's the biggest painting that you've ever painted, or have you?
I've never done any large paintings. I've never painted on what are they called? I've only painted on like papers, watercolors, some is it acrylics that washes out easily, and is that separate from oils, which are just like ridiculous and complex, and you have to like use chemicals to actually clean brushes and stuff? I've played with that for 5 minutes and that was a mess. I don't know how to paint anything. I just like to mix colors and play. Oh, although I can do a waterfall. That's like my specialty.
And then, do you think there's a missing link for female creators? Or do you think we're already there, people just can't see us?
Do you know, that is not something that I think about. I mean, it's very clear that there is a disparity, is that the word? Of like women's pay to men's pay for the exact same job in the real world. But here in the YouTube world, I have no idea if like men's videos are recommended more than women's. But I would be interested to find out more about that and hear other perspectives. But I feel like I wouldn't know what to do about that problem other than to just keep doing what I'm doing, being consistent, trying to make as good of videos as I can. I think that's all that we can do.
Oh, Katie, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for asking me to be here with you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much for being here and spending this time with me. Bye. Hugs and nostrils of death.